Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Golden Boy lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Albon, Ocon, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, Joe, and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Yes, nice work, mate. You did a really good job today. Pretty sure the boss is going to be happy with that one.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Golden Boy increases their championship lead. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps is a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 rights and 10 lefts, giving us a grand total of 19 corners. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in the conditions, we're not going to be seeing anything like that today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Golden Boy lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Albon, Ricciardo, Ocon, Hamilton, Stroll, Joe, and Logan Sargent. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson is alongside me, as usual, for today's race. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. Okay, not sure whether dries or inters are faster, we're right on the crossover. Left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. That's it, go, go, go! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you, so go and check your MFD. Copy. Okay, DRS is now available. So we're looking at another 5, maybe 10 minutes of this rain. Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger for at least the next 15 minutes. Okay, not sure whether dries or inters are faster, we're right on the crossover. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. Looks like we're running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly. Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFD if you want to go and check it out. Confirmed. And gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds. Okay, the rain should be ending shortly. Be ready for the grip to come back, but don't overheat the tyres. The rain's going to keep getting heavier for the next 15 minutes at least. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep it up. We're currently trailing our teammate by 16.3 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. They're in second, and the time last lap was a 1:54.8. Green flag. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger for at least the next 15 minutes. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, we can take you this lap. Carlos is in the pits. Okay, go, go, go. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps of fuel left. You're in P17, P17. That's Sergeant just ahead. Push hard. Okay, gap ahead is 1.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, Sonoda's behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, just 5 laps until the end. Didn't receive that. Repeat the message. Repeat the message. Okay, we don't think we're far away from rain now. I'll keep you updated as conditions change. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags. And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 5.2 seconds. Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Final lap, final lap. Push, push. Our gap to the car in front is 3.7 seconds. Yes, yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive, thank you.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, What helped them deliver this result, do you think?
But they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us.